What's up, guys? Welcome to All Soccer All Day. It's your boy Stevie Mack out in Chicago, and with me, as always, Eric D out in Los Angeles. What's up, dude?
Howdy, y'all.
Yo, so before we get started, as usual, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Vaporgate, out in Colorado. Please check them out. If you vape, they got the top end stuff. Top drawer, even, if you want to get at it like that. Vaporgate.com, VAPERGATE.com. All the e-liquids, any vaping accessories you need, please check them out. Again, thank you very much, Vaporgate, for hooking us up. If you are enjoying our content, we really request that you help us out in a couple different ways. Number one, wherever you're listening to us, please leave us a 5-star review, and that can be on any of the platforms that you're listening to us, whether or not it be Stitcher, Intune, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, whatever. Okay, and of course you can check us out on YouTube now. We're throwing our videos up on there. Of course, you just can search All Soccer All Day, and we're ready to go. So other than that, we'll go ahead and get into a couple things as far as news goes, news and notes. First of all, we're just going to cover this. You know, Eric D and I, at least myself, I'm definitely going to reserve comment on this, but this is a headlining story in the world of football. Cristiano Ronaldo, in case you didn't know, was facing rape charges from 2009. Catherine Mayorga had brought these up and wanted this reopened. If you don't know about this story, of course, you can just go on Google and just, search it up. It'll be everywhere. The reason we're bringing it up is because the criminal charges will not be pursued. So Ronaldo is not being pursued by for any criminal rape charges or anything like that. So, take it for what it is. Yeah, like I said before, I'm really not going to give any opinions one way or another, but I don't know. It's just out there. So if you want to check out any details, you can find anything out online. Eric, do you have anything you want to put in on that?
No, not really. I mean, I'm kind of in agreement with you. It's one of those things that, it's a sticky situation for everybody involved. It's ooey. It's all that bad stuff. And yeah, I mean, I guess we just kind of move on with our lives, but it's a tough thing.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Definitely, and we're going to leave that conversation to professionals that want to talk about that conversation. We are here to talk about football. We're here to talk about soccer. So I think we're going to jump right into it unless you have anything else you want to put out there as far as news and notes.
No, I just want to know, are you the Ferrari and I'm the Fiat?
Hey, we're going to talk about that later, okay? We'll bring that up a little later.
All right. Okay.
What we're going to start off with actually is a little bit involving the MLS, just to give you guys a little breakdown of what we're going to be talking about today. First of all, we're going to get into the Leagues Cup. If you haven't been up to date on that, basically what it is, it's Liga MX and the MLS have decided to have an 8-team tournament for teams from the MLS, 4 teams from Liga MX. All the games are being held in the United States. The quarterfinal games happened last night. 2 nights ago and last night. In fact, while we are recording currently, Real Salt Lake is playing Tigres in Utah. So we actually don't have the result of that yet, and you can definitely find out who wins that one, but we're going to go over the results of the other games and just kind of give you a little update on that. Next, after that, we're going to review 2 rivalry games. The 2 rivalry games in the MLS that went on this last week, the Cascadia Cup between the Seattle Sounders and the Portland Timbers. We're going to briefly touch on that. And, of course, the game that stole all the headlines as far as I'm concerned in the world of football, man, El Trafico, LA Galaxy, LAFC. We're going to cover that in a little bit more detail. And then, of course, when we're finishing off, what we're going to be doing over the course of the next 3 weeks is we're going to be doing a little bit of a preview of the top 6 teams in the English Premier League. We're going to just touch base on what their current roster is and just talk a little bit about, what we got going on, what Eric D and I kind of think may or may not happen. And again, we're just spitballing a little bit. What do you think, Eric D?
Sounds good to me. Ready to get stuck in.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so again, we're going to get right into the Leagues Cup. And let's just briefly go over that. Again, Liga MX has put forth the following teams. Cruz Azul, they put forth America. We have Tijuana and also Tigres. Okay, the MLS has put Chicago Fire, Houston Dynamo.
Correction, that's Tijuana. It's Tijuana or Daywana. Did you hear Taylor Twellman on the broadcast?
I did
he
not.
He could not say Tijuana. We love you, Taylor. Just poking some fun at you. It's not a big deal. I thought it was interesting. It's like at the very least just say TJ.
Okay, well, so the MLS put out the Chicago Fire, Houston Dynamo, Real Salt Lake, and the LA Galaxy. The matchups are as follows. The first quarterfinal was held in Chicago. It was Chicago Fire hosting Cruz Azul. On the same night, which was this last Tuesday, the LA Galaxy host Tijuana. And the following night, which was this past Wednesday, we had America visiting Houston. And finally, we had Tigres going up to Utah playing Real Salt Lake. So let's go ahead and let's just, we're just going to cover really quickly the results of this and kind of talking about what we had predicted last week, or at least what I did. It just as a reminder, last week, if you were listening to this, basically, I pretty much thought that all the Liga MX teams were going to kind of crush all the MLS teams, minus the Galaxy. I think the Galaxy were the only team that really had a shot. Of course, like I said before, Tigres right now are playing Real Salt Lake, so that game is undecided yet. I might be wrong about that. But the first game that took place was Cruz Azul visiting Chicago. The final was 2-0. Cruz Azul coming away with the win, and I have to say it was quite dominant. Chicago Fire didn't even have a shot in the first half. 0 shots.
So sad to see all that blue.
Man, that whole stadium was blue, man. The whole thing was blue, and it's just it's location, man. Location.
Do you really think that, though? You think if that game is played at Soldier Field, it's a better turn?
Yeah, you're right. No, you are correct in that. But I will also say that I feel like there would definitely less red because of location than may have been if it was closer up in Chicago. We were also talking about last week how the Chicago Fire are negotiating out of the lease. And they are going to be moving up to to Soldier Field, and then supposedly they're going to be working on getting their own soccer-specific stadium up here. That being said, they don't have any land or anything like that in the works. It's just kind of one of those things where they're like, "Yeah, we want to do this." So who knows?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, talk to NYCFC about that. Right? Still going to Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
So, long and short of it, Cruz Azul with the win. Dominant performance. That's what I thought was going to happen. Eric D, I'm pretty sure you were right along with me on that.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Cruz Azul moving on to the semifinal. The following game that took place, this was actually a pretty interesting, pretty exciting game. As I had said, the only team that I thought really had a chance was the LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy hosting Tijuana. And LA Galaxy come away with the win in penalties. But not only that, there was 4 goals in this game. 2 goals for Tijuana, 2 goals for the Galaxy. It was back and forth. The Galaxy held the lead for a little while. Tijuana came back. I mean, it was actually a pretty exciting game, man. And then at the shootouts, man, we had a Lamson sighting, first of all. The Galaxy put out their B squad for sure, including actually, I would even say some of their C players. Some of their Galaxy 2 players were even called up for this game.
Oh, yeah. No, there's Los Dos players. I don't even know if there's any Academy kids, but yeah, man, Tijuana brought their first team. Right, that's what I was seeing there.
Yeah, a lot of their first players were out there, and the Galaxy really came through, man. Specifically in the shootouts, I don't know, man. Tijuana was off their game on their penalty kicks, man. A lot of them were really poor. And on top of that, Lamson had some great saves. So the Galaxy come away with a 3-1 victory in shootouts. 3-1. Think about that, man. Like...
Lamson did his homework.
He did. So the Galaxy are moving on, and they're going to be facing Cruz Azul. So Cruz Azul is going to be coming to Los Angeles, and I believe
is that how it's working? We're
yes,
gonna host them?
Yep, and that's going to be taking place on August 20th. So that's a little ways down the line. At this point in time, I think that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. Cruz Azul, again, a stronger side than Tijuana. Excuse me. Stronger side than Tijuana. And the Galaxy, if they're bringing that B squad still, I think they're going to have a much more difficult time with Cruz Azul. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah. No, it's definitely going to be a lot more difficult. There was plenty of support for Tijuana at Dignity Health Sports Park, and it's going to be even more so for Cruz Azul, a much more decorated club, more supported club from Mexico City. I have a neighbor who is a Cruz Azul fan. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for the Galaxy to pull out a result against Cruz Azul if they're going to throw out a B to C squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
The following matches are taking place on this past Wednesday night. And Club America visits Houston Dynamo. 1-1 game. Again goes into shootouts. America comes away with the victory. It was 5-5. Okay? All 10 first penalties were made. Houston misses their sixth penalty. And guess who comes on to finish it off? Giovanni Dos Santos. Man, I mean, dude hasn't played in quite a while. Came out, took a confident penalty to the right of the keeper. Keeper dove the wrong way, finished it off. America goes through. I mean, we were talking about this a little bit before we started recording. It's a little, there's some irony there for sure. Having this guy come back on and putting away an MLS team right away.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's great. Yeah. Great moment for Gio.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's got to feel good to come on and basically, not even basically, he clinched a game with his first strike of the ball, and I don't even know how long. I don't even know when the last time he played a competitive match was.
Yeah.
So,
it's been months.
As we speak, as I said before, this is we're recording on Wednesday night. We release this. We'll be releasing this on Thursday. So if you're listening to us right now, it's probably Thursday. As we speak right now, Tigres playing Real Salt Lake. They're in the 43rd minute currently. I'll keep you updated on that as the game goes through. But right now it's 0-0. So no score there. And again, as I talked about, we'll keep that updated. Whoever wins that game will be facing Club America. So anything else you want to go through as far as the League Cup goes before we move forward?
No, other than I think I mentioned this last week. It's going to expand to 16. Maybe we did mention that. I'm not sure. It's going to expand to 16 teams next season. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. Yeah. I think they're actually going to do. There's going to be a proper qualification process.
Yeah, instead of quote unquote random selection.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something to look out for. I mean, I know this tournament's being kind of mocked it's Superliga 2. It's why are we doing this? You know, MLS teams can't compete with Liga MX. It's just a pointless tournament. I'm not saying those points aren't valid, but I mean, it's here. It might be a money grab, but hey, it's a chance for us to see Liga MX teams go up against MLS teams, and that's a cool thing in itself. Even though we see that in CONCACAF Champions League, and it's not always so pretty.
Yeah, very true. However, to go along with your point, having the Liga MX teams come up to the United States, did they mention if the 16-team tournament is going to be held in the U.S. also, or are they going to split it, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, they didn't mention that. I mean, honestly, if I had to guess what this tournament is all about, it's basically MLS and Liga MX cashing in on the fact that they know that there's a lot of fans that support those clubs from Mexico here.
Yep. Just
like El Tri plays their national team games here from time to time, or a lot of times. They know that playing these tournaments here in the States, the stadiums are most likely going to be full for these matches to a certain degree, because there's going to be a lot of Liga MX fans that go to see their Liga MX teams.
Yep.
And so that's part of it. And
yeah, no, I mean, that's what I think too. I'm right with you there. I mean, because truthfully, what other real reason are they doing that for? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know there's been a talk about a merger, but I don't know. There's a lot of issues there, logistically and.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't
else.
see any sort of merge happening. I mean, the MLS won't even do promotion relegation, much less. I mean, what? You know?
Yeah, well, yeah. So much would have to change because the way Liga MX handles themselves financially is totally different than the way MLS operates.
Well, and also, of course, the fact that Liga MX, the way they work with the Apertura and the Clausura and all, you know, I mean,
and their schedule and everything. I mean. Somebody said when Monterrey played back in the Champions League, CONCACAF earlier this year, Monterrey has the equivalent of like 8 to 10 DPs on their team. Yeah, I mean, MLS team is lucky to have 3.
Totally.
You know,
so anyway, long and short of it is this. As far as it sounds like Eric D and myself are concerned, you know, this is a way for the Mexican fans of Liga MX and the bigger clubs at Liga MX to see their teams. So they're coming. Essentially, Mexico's coming to the U.S. You know, for those fans. It is in a lot of ways pretty cool to see those MLS teams playing against the Liga MX teams. I mean, like I said, man, Galaxy Tijuana. It was a fun game, man. It was a fun game. I enjoyed watching it. I'm definitely going to watch the Galaxy Cruz Azul game. So, you know, they got me hooked, at least for these games so far. So, okay, of course, moving forward, unless you got anything else to put in there on Leagues Cup.
No, that's it for now.
All right, cool. So let's get it. Yes,
to be continued.
For sure. So let's go ahead and let's get into now MLS regular season matches. The first game we're going to talk about is the Cascadia Cup that happened this past weekend. Seattle Sounders hosting the Portland Timbers. You know, this is a pretty heated rivalry, no doubt. If you are a Portland Timbers fan or if you are a Seattle Sounders fan, you definitely don't want to lose to the opponent. And the final result of this game, 2-1, Portland Timbers come away with the win in Seattle. And as you said, Eric D., before we started, that it snaps the winning streak for the Seattle Sounders. And, man, Brian Fernandez, bro.
Yeah, man, they got a potent number 9 in Brian Fernandez. Portland needed this victory.
Absolutely.
They needed 3 points. That much more sweeter that they go up in Seattle and take it off their better rivals. So definitely a huge win for Portland.
Yeah, it's got to feel really good for Portland for sure. And we want to make sure that we do, you know, stay, you know, keep everyone kind of in tune with some of the bigger games in the MLS until we near the playoffs. And then we'll get a little bit deeper into that. But I mean, a couple of highlights of this game. Again, Raul Ruidiaz. This kid is sharp, man. He scores a great goal later in the game, but really, unfortunately, and dude, you and I play this game. It happens to everyone.
It happens, yeah.
It happens to everyone. He misses a shot dead center, 3 yards out from the goal. He just pops it right over the crossbar. I mean, really unfortunate, really unlucky. That could have tied the game. And before that, he had another opportunity where in the 22 seconds into the game, the defender gave up the ball in a really bad spot. Ruidiaz came onto the ball, and he just took a touch too wide, and it gave the opportunity for the keeper to come out and smother the ball. I'm sure he's kicking himself for that. But again, it happens, man.
That's the game.
That is the game, man. So, Raul Ruidiaz could have finished those theoretically, and maybe Seattle comes away with a win. But, hey, man, we all have our good days. We all have our bad days. It's just unlucky. He did his best to make up for it. And, again, he scored an absolute highlight goal later in the match. So, Eric D., do you have anything else you want to put in on said Cascadia Cup match?
No. I mean, we're going to see more of that coming up. That was just the first one of this season, so.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, so here it is. Here it is, folks. The headline game of the MLS, as far as I'm concerned, man, I can't even see how this is going to be topped. How can you continue to top these El Trafico games? It seems like they are just, every time they meet right now, LAFC and the LA Galaxy, they were saying this during the broadcast. It just feels like this rivalry has been around forever. It's so real. So real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just to interrupt you here, while as my train of thought is going here. I mean, part of it is been longer than just 2 years. I mean, you have in the supporters groups at LAFC, you have like the Black Army. Mm-hmm. They supported Chivas USA. Mm-hmm. So you have these supporter groups that are anti-Galaxy that are with the LAFC. So some of these groups, I mean, they've been rivals of the Galaxy since, what is that, 2004, 2005, whenever.
Yeah, Chivas USA.
I forgot what year Chivas USA, what year of their inception. So, I mean, it's deeper than that. I mean, Los Angeles, gangland, turf war, man. It's real out here. Anybody that's been in Los Angeles, this, Stevie Mac, you grew up here, so you know what's up.
Dude, it's no joke, man. Look,
this is how we do things here.
Yeah, for those of you out there that have never spent any time in Los Angeles, dude, the battle for the city is real. It's not, I mean, like, no joke. You could go to wrong parts of town and say the wrong thing, and you could get seriously injured.
Yes, you could be standing on the wrong corner wearing the wrong colors,
and it could be a very, very bad night for you. Okay,
exactly.
It's that stupid. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's that stupid. But in a lot of ways, I will say this also. This rivalry does pale in some comparison to, say, Celtic Rangers, River Plate and Boca Juniors.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
I mean, of course, we understand that, okay? I mean, there are absolute crazy violent outbursts across the entire world over these football games, okay?
Oh yeah, there's so many.
That being said, this is a young rivalry in that regard, but the way it has started as far as play goes, okay, as you had said before, yes, there's these groups that have been opposing the Galaxy for some time now, supporting LAFC now, but as far as play goes, these teams have played 4 times, and I'm telling you, man, every single game they've played, it is, I mean,
edge of your seat, electric. Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't matter if you're an LAFC or an LA Galaxy fan. Like, not even a little bit. You tune into this game and you will understand right away what this means to the city of Los Angeles, bro.
I think if you asked a G supporter to a man, I think if they told you if we weren't to make the playoffs, or let's say we made the playoffs and we went out, as long as we didn't lose to LAFC in the season or in the playoffs, our season, I know from me personally, and I told you this was the match I was looking forward to all season. And this one means more than any of the other games. I know Cali Classico, that losing to San Jose twice now this season, that sucks.
Totally.
It stings. But this has taken over Cali Classico in my mind, in my heart. I mean, this is different because this is your crosstown rival.
Yeah,
this
I don't even think you have to think about it that way anymore. I think that anyone that would look at these rivalries would agree that LAFC Los Angeles Galaxy is the rivalry in the West Coast, period. As you said, Cali Classico.
Well, at least in California. I mean, Cascadia people would have something to say about that.
Of course they would, but still, man. Like, how many people are tuning into El Trafico, bro? I guarantee you.
I don't know. That's good. That'd be a good question. How were the ratings for those matches? I have no idea. That'd be good.
I technically don't know either, and maybe we should look into that. But I mean, I don't know, man. I feel in the heart of hearts that El Trafico's got it, bro.
Well, definitely right now it's a brand new shiny thing. Timbers Sounders goes back some 40-odd years.
Absolutely. And there's no doubt. I do understand the history there, and I do understand that, of course, as you said, El Trafico is the new shiny thing right now. And to, correct in so many ways. But looking at that new shiny thing, okay, first of all, let's break down a little bit of the lead up to this game, because of course everyone's talking about Zlatan, bro. Okay, the amount of shit talking this dude does is insane. Like, this guy is just throwing people under the bus left and right, no regard for just no one.
He doesn't. This man does not suffer fools. He has no lack of confidence. He talks the talk and he walks the walk. Dude,
okay, so obviously everyone is... you have the comparison, they ask him, Carlos Vela, Zlatan, let's compare it. He basically throws the whole league under the bus, saying that he's a Ferrari amongst Fiats, right? And if you didn't hear that, then now you heard it. And, dude, I mean, that's a slam, man. That's a slam on the whole league.
Yeah.
That's a slam for sure on LAFC and, of course, what they're bringing. There's a lot of back and forth between that. He definitely made some points about his career that made sense, but not necessarily now. It's a big question of whether or not you would take Zlatan now versus Carlos Vela now. That, of course, is a big arguing point amongst many soccer fans that are talking about this matchup. But, he throws down the gauntlet, bro. He's just like, no, I don't care, man. Like, and look, every time he said this at the beginning when he first came to Los Angeles, and I guarantee you, and he believes this 100%. He believes that what he is confident, and if anyone is calling it arrogance, then they don't know what they're talking about, right? So he says intelligent. Intelligent people call it confidence, and ignorant people call it arrogance. And he believes that 100%. And you can see it. And as you said, he talks that talk. And I'm telling you, man, it is some serious shit talk. And if we now go into the game, we'll talk about how he walks that walk. You have anything else to put on the lead up to this before we go into the details of the game?
No, just kind of piggybacking on the Zlatan comments. I mean, yeah, he talks about how, how old is Carlos Vela? He's 29. Where was I when I was 29? I mean, there is something to that. As much as, we love MLS, if Carlos Vela was hitting on all cylinders and has been, he should still be in Europe,
Yep.
But for whatever reason, he's here in MLS. There are many, speculations of why that is. A lot of things that just rumors. Who knows what it truly is? But I think Carlos Vela being here is a good thing for MLS.
Oh,
so
definitely.
let's not get that misunderstood. But it is true that Zlatan was doing greater things at Carlos Vela's age now than what he was doing before.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. And as you were just touching on, okay, if we're going to compare, because everyone's talking about comparing, okay, right now, Carlos Vela has, let's see, what was it, 21 goals in 21 games or something like that?
Oh, yeah, no, he's ripping it up.
Okay, but here's the thing.
He's tearing it up.
Okay, yes, he has crazy numbers, but listen, bro. Yeah, okay, it's one thing to throw down, 5 goals against Houston. Okay, you're playing teams that aren't necessarily the caliber of what Zlatan was doing at his age, right? Not even close. So,
yes.
And then also, let's not forget that Zlatan's only had 17 games. He has 16 goals right now. So, if you're really going to compare, yeah, okay, Carlos Vela has more goals. He also has more games, and he's also playing competition that isn't necessarily even close to what you're looking at when it comes to what Zlatan was doing.
Well, you could also break it down further that Zlatan and Vela, they don't play like-for-like positions.
Oh, not even close, yeah.
So, what Vela's doing and has been doing for his team, is just as vital as anything. We know that MLS is not on par with Europe. We get that. We all understand that. And LAFC can only destroy the teams that are in front of them.
Of course.
And yeah, if people, other squads are not on LAFC's level and what Bob Bradley's doing and everything, that's not their fault. They're destroying the league and they're breaking records.
Yep.
But yeah, you definitely, you could look at it and be like, okay, who's Carlos Vela playing? Who's he doing this against? Yeah, if you want to dissect it that way. So yeah, pound for pound, yeah, who's the better player overall? Yeah, you would say it's Zlatan.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. And it's very interesting because as I was saying before, when you take that comparison, who do you take right now on your team? Do you take Zlatan? Do you take Carlos Vela? And that dude, honestly, that conversation could go so many different routes, right? Okay. Yes. Now, one of the best arguments that I heard about this, and actually, in my opinion, what I heard, and I totally get this, both ways. Here's how I would break that down. If you were going to take Carlos Vela, the reason you would take him is because in so many ways he is fitting into the system that he's playing in, and he's much more of a team player. Okay, he's setting people up, he's scoring the goals, he's doing what LAFC wants to do, right?
Correct.
That's why you would take Carlos Vela. The reason that you would take Zlatan if you were taking that opinion is because as I saw, and I'm referencing a dude from ESPN FC because it was such a good point, and I just want to give him credit where credit's due, okay? Football is a game of moments. And when you have someone like Zlatan who continuously shows up for the moments and takes you through in the big time when you need him, that's the dude you want on your team.
That's what they call clutch.
That's right.
The clutch gene. Not saying that it exists, but Zlatan has that Michael Jordan in him.
Yeah, it's that swag, dude. It's that swag.
Yeah, it's that swag personified. What's the guy's name? Tom Brady. You know, just whatever athlete in whatever sport that's, Tiger Woods is at the top. It's a similar thing. Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, for the most part, have the same thing. Mm-hmm. Legends, they have that certain something. Yep. Carlos Vela is a really, really good player, but there are things about his game and his career and how he's gone about being a professional that have left things, lacking to be desired. It's like, So, Zlatan, you're right. Zlatan.
He's the man of the moment, man. He's the man of the moment. If the ball is coming in, obviously, getting crossed in, the only guy you want on the ball is Zlatan. If you have someone with the ball at their feet, Carlos Vela is your guy in a lot of ways. So, I mean, apples and oranges in so many ways. And again, like I was saying, you could just pick back and forth this comparison forever.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's just move into the actual game. El Trafico goes down very, very early into the game. A penalty is given, and LAFC takes it. Carlos Vela scores. Fastest guy to 20 goals in the history of the MLS. And
penalty
on a penalty.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, do you agree? I've looked at it a few times myself, and I could. Yeah,
my heart says no. Of my Galaxy fan, my brain says I totally get it. It's one of those things where that's a judgment call. I can see how it goes. Bingham really had no reason to be where he was.
I think where Bingham got in trouble there is that you can tell in the play he hesitates.
Right.
He's not even sure what he wants to do. And whenever you do that as a goalie, you're asking for trouble.
Correct. And especially when you slide in shins first, basically. Yeah. I mean, he's not
'cause
diving. If he's diving in head first for the ball, that is something where you're not going to get penalized for that as the keeper.
Yeah, even his tackle, you can tell he's not fully committed to what he's doing.
Correct. So, I mean, I totally get it. I'm going to have to say, it was a penalty. So, Bingham gives up a penalty very early on. Vela converts. It's 1-0. Dude, LAFC fans have to be losing their minds. The Galaxy are stunned. But, man of moments, bro. What, did you think Zlatan was just going to be like, oh, shit, I guess we're done? No, bro. He makes that play out of nothing.
Dude,
the ball's lobbed up 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, the pass isn't very good.
Nope.
He controls it. He does
with his chest. Hits it with his chest.
Chaps it with his chest, does a sombrero, and then...
Takes it on the half volley. Dude, okay, his awareness to know where he was. He knew he had a defender behind him. He knew another defender was coming towards him. He has the composure to take it down on his chest, flick it over the defender behind him with a turn. He knows where the keeper is, takes it on the half volley with the outside of his foot and slots it home in the bottom right corner. Give me a break, bro. And this is minutes after the penalty, bro. Minutes. What an answer. That is the answer. You want to call Allen Iverson the answer? Dude. What
he's an animal,
answer.
Man. That's a lion stalking his prey.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it was an amazing goal. I mean, it's right up there with El Trafico 1, the 40-yard volley. I mean, it's there are not many players that can do stuff like that, and Zlatan's one of them.
Dude, look, the chest control and the sombrero was cool. I mean, I'm not saying that a whole lot of players can do that in that situation, but I can understand how that would be a thing that happens. But to finish it on a half volley, bro.
The whole sequence, though. The whole sequence happens in 4 bounces?
Yep.
Or something? Like you said.
One touch
the chest trap,
2
the sombrero.
Bounce, goal.
No.
Give me a break, man. It's stupid. If you haven't seen these highlights, please just go on YouTube and look up El Trafico. Please. Just in fact, if you don't know anything about this, watch from game 1. Go back last year, watch that one, and watch all the highlights through all 4 games, dude. You're going to be blown away. It's crazy. So, okay. Zlatan answers. It's 1-1. stays 1-1 all the way through the rest of the first half. Game's tense. Dude, you were watching the game too. How did you feel about the energy of this game all the way through?
I like I said earlier, it was electric. It was edge of your seat stuff. I mean, you know me, man. I get amped. I get really excited.
Hey, just in case you guys don't know, Eric D stands up the whole game at his house, bro. He's not sitting down.
I was standing up pretty much the whole game. I was. These are the kind of games that get you like you just want to go run through a brick wall. I mean, it's a rivalry. It's a Classico. It's a derby. I mean, it was fierce out there. You could tell. I mean, Zlatan, he scores that goal, and then what does he do? He goes and runs over towards the direction of Bob Bradley.
The disrespect, bro. The disrespect is... He does not care, dude. There is no one in the world that I guarantee you, dude, it doesn't matter. Top manager of the league, top boss of the league, he will go celebrate in front of you.
There's no man on the planet that he is not afraid to celebrate in front of or do stuff like that. It's
to just disrespect, frankly. Like, he don't care. I
mean, but to Bob Bradley's credit, I mean, he took it well. Like, he didn't. He just stood there. You know, that was. But yeah, no, it was high energy, man, and I was ready for the second half, and the second half came, and we got treated just more.
Dude, okay, so second half comes in. Ball's on the outside, left box. The cross is centered.
Hey, it's a great ball by Polenta.
Oh, dude. Amazing ball. Delicious ball, for sure. Dude, you want to talk about getting dunked on? Bro, Zlatan was head and shoulders above the poor defender. I don't even know the defender's name because, frankly, he's not going to be remembered, bro. He's not going to be remembered. What he's going to be remembered as is the dude that Zlatan jumped over. Dude, what a header, bro. What a finish. And we were talking about this during the game. We're chatting back and forth. But, dude, Zlatan's got to be in Tyler Miller's head like nobody's business, dude.
No, totally. Like, I think Taylor Twellman made a comment. He said something about of the line that Zlatan is going to be he's naked doing somersaults in Tyler Miller's head or something.
Dude, seriously, man. No, but seriously, it's like that. Like you can see, you can see when Zlatan scores his header. You can see the immediate just like deflation of Tyler Miller. Just like, dude, what? Like. Incredible technique. Here's the
thing, though. If Tyler Miller's not like Tyler Miller had some good saves in this game too, man. If he hadn't been on point, it could have gotten ugly. It could have been a runaway for the Galaxy earlier. So
that is true.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think what people have said about this match is that the Galaxy they made it a street fight. You know,
absolutely.
They took the game to LAFC and like Bob Bradley said, they couldn't match their intensity.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Well, I mean, so Zlatan gets up, hits his header. I mean, okay, we're up 2-1. Galaxy are fired up, bro. And a couple minutes later, there's that line again, dude. Okay, look, I have to say, though, this run of play, like all of the run of play was sick. The little back heel flick to set up Zlatan before he finished the goal.
Alvarez?
Yep, from Alvarez. That was on point, dude. On point. Yeah. So he flicks that right to the center. Zlatan takes it from, like maybe 20 yards out?
20 yards or so, yeah, 20.
On his weak foot. He takes one touch onto his weak foot, his left foot. Dude, he blasts it. Like, dude, that ball had to be like maybe 2 feet off the ground. It was just an absolute missile.
Yeah.
No keeper stopping that, dude. No keeper stopping that.
Yeah, not with that placement. No, not at all.
Not with the placement, not with the power. I'm sure Tyler Miller was kind of screened by the 2 defenders that were in front of him, so he probably couldn't even see it coming. After the goal, bro. Oh, dude.
I already know what you're about to bring up.
Listen. Again, you guys have to go check out these highlights, okay? Please, just go on YouTube and watch the highlights for El Trafico 4, all right? But after this third goal, after Zlatan's hat trick, he turns to his left to go celebrate. You know how Zlatan celebrates with arms out like he's flying. And as he turns away, poor Latif Blessing, who's probably like 130 pounds soaking wet, probably like 5'3" or something like that. Dude, he went flying like 10 feet because Zlatan, 6'5", 200, whatever, just turned into him to celebrate. Oh my God, that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And you know what? Anyone that's bitching about that, you need to get over it, because I guarantee you, Zlatan's pumped up. He turned. He's doing his thing. Blessing should have watched out, bro. He was on the tracks for a freight train, bro, and he paid the price.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the ref's right there, and I don't know. It seems like Latif Blessing probably sells that. You know, seems like a little bit of an exaggeration. So, I don't know, man.
Dude, I know you put that up as your screensaver, though. Latif Blessing, like, mid-air flying full.
I mean, the problem with LAFC is I think they're starting to get this reputation as a little bit of a dive team. They like to dive. They like to embellish. They like to look for the cards. And I'm not, man, you know me. I'm not a fan of the dark arts. So
No way.
It's definitely something that I don't like to see. So I'm glad nothing came of that. But yeah, go ahead and continue. Yeah, Latif Blessing kind of goes.
Dude, he paid the price, bro. He paid the price, bro. You just don't stand by Zlatan after he scores a hat trick, apparently, because dude, it's crazy. So one more talking point about this. Later in the game, Zlatan goes up for a header and puts his elbow out there, cracks one of the LAFC players right in the side of the head. This is a big talking point, too. People are talking about whether or not he's going to be fined. I don't believe he's going to be fined. It's the last report I saw.
No, yeah. They issued a formal warning.
Yeah, okay, well, here's the thing. Quite frankly, that stuff happens every day around the world in football. Like, no doubt. Two guys go up for the ball. If you don't protect yourself, those forearms come up. Yeah, it can be perceived as kind of dirty, whatever. But dude, come on, man. It's part of the game.
Yeah, I think it's really a freak accident. Yeah. I think that you could have that play happen a bunch of other times, and I don't know if a guy gets his face fractured. Although
I will say Zlatan knows how to throw a bow for sure.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. It's one of those things. I mean, I've been going back and forth with it. I've watched it a few times, and it's just like it's one of the hardest things to do is regulate intent. How do you know what he was intending to do? You know, people are like, well, he looked at the player, he throws the elbow, but it's a forearm or this and that. They're going, it's like you said, you see this play all the time. I don't know. I mean, I think really it is a lot of, LAFC fans are bitter about things and they want to, take out their frustrations on something. If the tables were turned, yeah. Would G fans be up in arms? Maybe.
Yep, probably.
I'm not going to say they're not.
Dude,
but yeah,
okay,
man, I think if anything, that incident and then the whole incident with the goalkeeper coach at the end with Zlatan and them going back and forth and exchanging pleasantries, that's what rivalries are about.
Yes, sir.
That's what builds this legend. That's what builds the animosity. Like, I mean, it's a rivalry game. What do we expect here?
I mean, think about how this sets up the next game.
Oh, yeah, man. The game at Bank of California, it's going to – I can't wait already. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, for me, the season is – I'm not joking. I am joking, but the season is like these 2 games.
No, for real. If you're a Galaxy fan, if you're a LAFC fan, LAFC right now, top of the tables. They look like they're moving on forward. It seems like a lock for them in the Western Conference right now.
Well, yeah, they have Atlanta United this weekend.
They do. I mean, it's not getting any easier for anyone. Keep that in mind. But, I mean, if you're either one of these fans, LAFC or LA Galaxy, I mean, of course, you circle these games on your calendar the minute the schedule comes out because it's going to be a war. When the Galaxy go to Bank of America, it's going to be nasty, bro.
Speaking of war, do you see those camo outfits?
Oh, yeah.
LAFC members?
Yeah, LAFC wore those camo outfits, man. They were trying to bring the army.
They were trying to invade Carson.
Yeah, I guess they got to run back into the jungle and hide, bro, because...
They have to go back to the heart of the city.
Yeah, man. They got blown up by Zlatan for sure. Okay, so anything else you want to add into El Trafico? Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, look. LAFC scores a late goal, ends 3-2. Galaxy for sure. Yeah, right, exactly.
But like, that's what people were saying. Like, I mean, Jair Marufo, I don't know. Could he have called a better game? Yeah, there's certainly... You know what the game reminded me of? Like a lot of ways, the way it was officiated was the Gold Cup final between the U.S. and Mexico. Although that ref gave no cards, Jared Marufo actually gave some cards. But there were other challenges that, they couldn't have merited a red card. Yeah. I mean, the guy that, I'm sorry, his name escapes me. The guy that got the face fracture, he went studs in on Joe Corona on a tackle.
He absolutely did.
He could have got a red on that. So. But anyway, so with all that, I mean, the game was great. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what more you could ask for.
No.
Soccer, just like all these other sports, it's entertainment, and I was entertained.
100%, dude. Like you were saying, whether or not you're a fan of either one of these teams, if you watch this game, I don't believe that you could just sit there and just be blasé about it. Like, you had to feel the energy of this. You had to feel it. And to witness what Zlatan was doing on top of that is just insane, man. It's just insane. I know you said that where you were watching this, Momo was there, your grandmother. And even she's, like, hanging out, dude. She's, like, 80. And she's just like, damn, look at this. Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, she enjoyed it.
Dude, she doesn't care about soccer at all, bro. But she's sitting there watching this game.
She made a comment about, was it Carlos Vela?
I think it was Carlos Vela.
Somebody on LAFC took a dive. They flopped, and she even knew that it was a dive. Like, she's like, did he trip over the grass or something? I forgot the comment he made. But I'm like, my 80-year-old grandma knows that something's not right. So it's just like...
damn. Shout out to Momo, man. Love her, bro. Love her.
But yeah, it's like... Yeah. The game was entertaining. It's great. I can't wait for the next one. I've had so much things... You can keep going on about this for days, but...
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's get into really quickly what we decided to do is we are going to be briefly going over the top 6 teams. We're going to start tonight with Manchester United and Arsenal. We're just simply going to go over their roster right now. So we're not going to get into some crazy detailed analysis right now or anything like that. We just want to keep people involved and know what's going to be going on. Oh, and I'm sorry, one more thing before we go off of MLS. August 25th. That's the next El Trafico, bro. August 25th. It's a month. It's a month after. It's a month away from today. If you're listening to us on Thursday, it's a month away. Okay, August 25th, 2019, Bank of California Stadium, bro. Don't trip. Circle it. Watch it, dude. You're gonna be entertained. You are going to be entertained.
Yes.
So, okay, so let's move forward. All right, we're going to briefly go over Manchester United, their bigger players that are on their team right now, and then we'll move on to Arsenal. We'll talk about their current roster, and we'll just move forward. So, first things first, let's start from the back. Let's start with the keepers. Manchester United, I believe that David De Gea recently signed another deal with them. So David De Gea is going to be sticking around. Let's see.
Interesting turn of events there. You know how he was rumored to. He was looking for a move away. There was talk about Real Madrid. Nothing ever materialized, and here he is staying with Man U.
Yep, there he is. And we always talk about this, man. The rumors that go around during transfer season are absolutely crazy, okay? So you hear this, you hear that. We always talk about it until that player is wearing the kit. Just take it with a grain of salt, okay? So we have David De Gea sticking around in Manchester as their number one keeper. Some of the top names in the back line for Manchester United currently still Victor Lindelof is there, Eric Bailly, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Marcus Rojo, Ashley Young, Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He is also now a part of Manchester United. He played with Crystal Palace all the way up till this year, so he's a new transfer, and this young player is coming over. I mean, solid back line. I don't really have too much to say. I mean, like, any team in the Premier League would be happy to have these players on their team. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's the thing. There's no question that Man U has the kind of talent that most Premier League teams would want. Mm-hmm. It's about, do you have the talent that is of the upper echelon in the Premier League and in Europe? Mm-hmm. That's really where it's at.
Yes, absolutely. Let's not forget Timothy Fosu-Mensah. He's also currently back with the club. I don't know if he was on loan out with Fulham, and I don't know if he's going to be going out again or anything like that, but currently he's on the Manchester United squad. So moving into the midfield, again, solid midfield, man. I mean, again, any of these players, teams would love to have them. Juan Mata, the great Spanish player who's been around for a long time. I mean, this guy's solid. Fred, Brazilian, Nemanja Matic, Jesse Lingard, of course. You have Scott McTominay. I mean, the two players, of course, that are kind of sticking out for me right now. Number one, Andreas Pereira. And, he's still there. He's doing his thing. But all in all, man, guess who's still around? Everyone's talking about it, but Paul Pogba, man. This guy, I mean, he's in the news every day. I feel like I see something about how he's, trying
he's
to
chilling
leave
with his brother in Atlanta.
Yeah, he is. But, all I'm saying is everyone's talking about, how he wants to leave. He wants to do this. So where is he going to go? He hates it there. People don't want him there. All this stuff, right? But as of right now, he's still on the squad. He's still showing up to play. He's doing his thing. I mean, hey, Paul Pogba, man, throwing down. Finally getting into the forwards. Again, solid crew right now. Romelu Lukaku still on the Manchester United. Again, rumors swirling about whether or not he's going to be leaving or not. You have Anthony Martial still hanging around. You got Marcus Rashford, of course, a young player coming up through the Manchester United system. And still hanging out is Alexis Sanchez. What's going to happen with him, man? What's going down with the... I don't know.
See, here's my thing. Like, I don't see how the current roster as it's constructed... Like, if they're gonna stick with this, top four will be the aim, will be the goal, like that at minimum, right? Like, yeah. I don't. They're not winning They're not winning the league with this roster.
No, I would definitely agree with you in that. Just to give you one small insight about Alexis Sanchez last year, he had 20 appearances, 11 were substitutions. And how many goals do you think he had? Take a guess.
I'm going to go with 2, Bob.
Yeah, he had 1. Oh, that's a rough season, bro. That's a rough season.
At least he had a goal, I guess. The hardest thing to do in the game.
Like you were saying, man, top 4 seems to be like the aim right now. I don't see him winning the league at all or even coming close, quite frankly, with this squad. This is going to be Solskjaer's first season from start to finish. Well, we'll see if he finishes. But from the beginning of the Premier League season as the boss, I think all things are going to be laid on the table for him, and we're going to see, we're going to see what's really up.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt. Like I told you, top 4 is a must. Like that has to be the minimum, really.
Yep.
The aim of the season. If they don't get in the top 4, I don't know. I don't know if Gunnar sticks around. I don't know what happens there because it's just, when you're of a club of the stature of Man U, you just can't tolerate mediocrity.
No, dude. I mean, you want to touch. I mean, look, around the world when it comes to, I should say this, in the United States, major sports, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, these are the top, major sports in the United States and have been for a long time. When it comes to management, there's sometimes some flip-flop. There's sometimes some, quick turnarounds and things like that. Some big flops from some people. But, bro, dude, you go to Europe and you look at management and being in charge of as you said, a club of the stature of someone like Manchester United, Real Madrid. I mean, dude, these dudes don't mess around. You mess up, bro, you're gone, dude. You're gone.
You're gone.
And the fans are like, dude, you could be winning, and then you take one loss. Dude, you could go like 50-game winning streak, right? Kind of like what Man U did. You have a couple bad games. It's like they're already talking about kicking you out. Like, damn, you lost 2 games? Get out of here, bro.
No, it's serious. It's cutthroat stuff.
Super good. That's a really good way of putting it. It's cutthroat, bro. It is cutthroat. So, Gunnar has to show up. I got to say this. One of my buddies I play with is a Manchester United fan, and he brought up a really good point last season. It still kind of sticks around in my head, man. If you look at any other club around the world, the way things were going, you have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer taking on the role as boss that was supposed to be interim. And most major clubs around the world, I mean, he said any major club, and I might incline to agree with this, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wouldn't have gotten the starting, permanent boss job in almost any other team ever, because it's more like who he is, who he meant to the squad, and not necessarily based on the merits of what he's done in his career as a coach. Like most other teams would have gone out, especially, again, a team of Manchester United stature, they would have gone out, they would have searched out a coach that has the history, they have the pedigree, they have the resume, and they would have put him in there. He's not happy with the fact that Solskjaer has this job. We'll see what pans out and what happens. Obviously, he's going to be under the most intense microscope of next season, as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to being manager and boss.
Well, I mean, then you could basically make somewhat of the same comparison with Frank Lampard,
correct,
who's just named Chelsea boss, as well. Obviously, get into another episode, but the point is valid. I mean, you are getting hired not necessarily for your coaching merit, but for what you meant to the club.
Correct. And that's not always the smartest decision. We'll see how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, we're going to go briefly over Arsenal and their current squad, and we'll talk briefly about them. Right now, starting keeper is Bernd Leno, German
Gooners.
keeper. Yep, the Gooners. Defenders, we have Hector Bellerin, Socrates, Greek player.
How long is his hair now?
I don't know. Nacho Monreal. Go ahead.
No, it's just Bellerin. He went from just being a dude to with the flowing hair and I don't know if he's trying to be a hipster or
I don't know either, man.
what he's doing, bro.
All I know is he's
That's
fast.
great, bro. Do your thing, man.
Yeah, all I know is dude's fast, okay? And I know he had an injury, and, I will say this: all the best to people. I hope they recover fully from their injuries, rivalry team or not. Man, you just don't want to see professionals getting hurt. So
yeah, and on that note, we sent our thoughts to Nathaniel Klein, who just blew his knee up.
Yeah, man. Bad news, Bears. But again, this is the game, man.
Yeah, really bad for him because he's been struggling with injuries for a minute now.
I know. Total bummer. But anyways, back to Arsenal. Hector Bellerin, Socrates. You have Nacho Monreal. Mustafi's still there. You have Kolasinac in the back. These are some of the major names. I would give it a... If I was going to give it a grade, I'd be like a B-. Good players, but not top of the line. I don't know.
Oh, okay, question for you. Who has the better squad, Man U or Arsenal?
Let's finish, and then let's talk about that. Let's go over the midfield. Okay, some of the bigger names again. You have Henrik Mkhitaryan, of course, is there. Mesut Ozil, still there. Lucas Torreira. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, young talent. Matteo Guendouzi, also young talent. And Granit Xhaka. Again, a lot of good names. I don't know. If you had to give that a grade, midfield, what do you think? Mkhitaryan, Ozil, Torreira, Maitland-Niles, Guendouzi, and Xhaka.
I don't know. B-.
Yep, I'm with you. That's what I was going to say too. And going to the forwards, you have some definite talent up top. Alex Iwobi, Alexandre Lacazette, and of course your man Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who, hey man, dude knows how to score goals. He had a great season last year. I'd give that front line a B+. B+. I like those players.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree with you there.
So, let's see. Who has a better squad?
I'll go first. My pick is Arsenal. And the reason why I say this is it's not necessarily the players man to man. I just feel like the vibe around Arsenal is better than it is with Man U. Because I feel like at Man U, you have a few malcontents there that are they don't want to be there anymore, and they're still there. And
okay, so...
Have to do this another season?
Hold up, though. I don't think you're answering that question right. Because you said who has the better squad, not who has the better team. Because if we're talking, you know what I mean? Like if we're talking like player for player, I don't know. I think Manchester United has something to say about that as far as pure talent.
Yeah, I mean pure talent, then it's probably Man U. I mean semantics here. I mean, I think it shows out. I mean, I kind of brought this up last season. I think it shows out that Arsenal, I feel, is just a tad better than Man U. And I mean, as it shows standing here. And then at the same time, I feel like there's more pressure with Man U than there is with Arsenal.
No, absolutely.
I'm not saying there's not pressure with Arsenal. There sure is.
Yeah.
Arsenal is a big club as well, but it doesn't.
Yeah, Unai Emery, he got the hate from Arsenal fans too. Trust me.
No doubt. But that's the thing, though. Arsenal doesn't have the pedigree and and all of that goes along with Man U, and they just don't. I mean, they have a lot of things to them. There's no doubt about it. Don't get me wrong, Gooners. But yeah, it's the pressure's on with Man U, and but I feel like Arsenal. Hopefully, they'll be a little bit more free to play, well this season.
Okay. So as we were saying, going into the Premier League, we're going to be going over the top 6. We just covered Manchester United and Arsenal. Next week, we're going to go over Tottenham and Chelsea, and then finally we'll go over Liverpool and Man City right before the kickoff for the Premier League. And when it comes down to these first 2 teams we're talking about, for sure, in my opinion, all eyes are on the managers, all eyes are on the bosses, and all eyes are on the style of play and whether or not these players can fit into whatever it is that they are trying to do. So if Unai Emery is able to mold the Arsenal players into what he wants them to do, and they are able to do that, and it's successful, then of course we're going to have more joy on Arsenal. If the Manchester United squad can come out, Solskjaer has a solid game plan, these players can do it, there's no back and forth and all this hate and all this stuff going on, then who knows? But this is all to be seen.
True. No, I agree with you. I can't deny any of that, disagree. It's something we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on. But with all that said, I am picking Arsenal to do better than Man U in this upcoming season.
Early prediction, Arsenal over Man U. You know what? To be honest, I can't argue with that either. It does seem like when it comes to the feel and the vibe of the club, it seems like Arsenal is much more of a team. Manchester United seems like a bunch of names, bro. So, anything else you want to throw down in this episode before we sign off?
I don't think you answered my question from earlier.
Oh, what was the question?
Are you the Ferrari or the
Fiat? I think we're both different models of Ferrari, bro. So
there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's the love right there.
Yeah.
So are you gonna get that that jersey with Ferrari on the back?
Yeah, I was talking about doing that. Talking about getting that customized LA Galaxy jersey with Ferrari on the back. I might do that, man. I think it'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
Anyway, all right, guys. Coming up, we have plenty of soccer in the works. We're going to definitely cover you on that next week. Again, Tottenham and Chelsea. Tune in for that. We'll talk a little bit about what they got going on in their club, some transfers that they've made, and what we think is going to happen moving forward. And in the meantime, guys...
Whoa.
Go ahead. Oh, what? I asked you if you wanted to add anything.
Yeah, no, I have one more. Do you have an update on the Tigres Real Salt Lake game?
Oh, yeah. Let me check that out. Hold up.
I'm not getting anything on my side, man. It's almost like these games are being played in secret. What's going on?
It's on ESPN, man. Okay. Here's your update. Real Salt Lake got in the 84th minute. Brooks Lennon got a red card, and in the 57th minute, Eduardo Vargas scored a goal, and Tigres is winning 1-0. They're currently in the 86th minute. It looks like Tigres is going to lock it up, and if they do, they're going to be going on to face America. So there you go.
It's going kind of how we thought it might go or would go, and I don't know. No surprises here, really.
Yeah, not really. So
my only surprise is they're not getting beat that bad.
Yeah, that is true. But hey, look, to the
moral victories.
Well, to RSL's credit, they do play well at Rio Tinto. They do tend to have a pretty good home game. But hey, you got a red card, you got scored on. It's not looking good, so I guess.
And how's that support looking? That's what I want to know.
It wasn't looking too hot at the beginning of the game, so unfortunate. Anyway, guys, okay, please, guys, enjoy these games, and definitely don't hate.
Don't hate.